Hello. The purpose of this video is simply to be in a state of presence, which is why I titled the video Leave It Alone. Because when you leave it alone, in other words, you allow whatever state of experience you're in to be the way it is. That is when presence arises, and well, it really is something that's always in the background that comes into the foreground and recognizes itself. Just let it be. The thoughts that come into your mind, just let them be. The sensations of your body, just let them be. Allow them to be what they need to be in this moment. There's a strange kind of resistance to some sort of spiritual exercises and meditations where precisely the moment where an awareness that's clear, arises, that's the moment where all of a sudden it becomes unbearable to keep on at that, whatever it is. Allow that experience also. It will subside more easily, more quickly. Because what you resist persists. That's actually the story of how I got to this computer filming this video now. I was doing one of those exercises, you know? And you know that feeling that arises? And when it arises, there's a sort of resistance against it. It says, we can't have this. So I was antsy, and I got up. And then I think I was sort of grabbing it, wanting that experience to stay or something. So I came and sat at the computer, and I was intending to do this live stream. And then I second guessed myself. I said, shouldn't I be still meditating, still doing that exercise? That's a nice story, isn't it? I don't know if it's true. But we're here to go deeper than the story. You have a story of how you arrived at this moment, here and now, where you're experiencing my voice. I wonder what your story is. I'm sure it's a good one. Highly engaging. Mine sure feels that way. Until it doesn't. There are little openings sometimes where we drop the story of who we are. Joyful moments. And it doesn't mean that we forget how to do what it is we need to do. Although what we decide to do may very well change as a result. So it's not found present in the words that I'm saying. It is much more readily found in the silence in between and underlying the words that I'm saying. The words really are part of it. They are part of it. But as part of it, there's not even much we can say about them. Just experience them. So I'm really preaching to myself here when I say, allow the resistance. See? Allow it. Oh, and it's so... we want so badly for it to stop. But that is also ego clinging See? So you allow at every level that you're able. You may notice the movement of my shoulders as breath is happening. I can also notice in my body sensations inside. I'm noticing how there's an intuitive and automatic knowledge of how to breathe. Just let it be. Just let it be. The breath, let it be. Whatever's going on in your mind, let it be. Whatever self-centeredness, sort of commands the center stage as a sort of attempt at dictatorship over the state of affairs of your life. Let it be. See? See, when there's no resistance, it dissolves. Hmm. So I have a question for you. Actually, if you drop the story of your life, what do you have left? For me, what do I have left? If I drop the story, huh. It's not a question. intended to be answered with words. Hmm. Actually, many spiritual practices are intended precisely to confuse the mind so that it just taps out, I don't want to do this, but you still stick with it even though it doesn't want to do it. Like, no, I'm staying here. But it just taps out. It's out. It's gone. No, I don't want to. This is stupid. I don't want to do this. Or this is impossible. This is stupid. I can't understand this. Right. But you stick with it. Okay? Because you know there's something there. Right? So you stick with it, and just the act of the mind tapping out. Oh, can't do it. Mm, mm, can't do it. It's stupid. I'm not doing this. Just disengages. Like a first it's sort of grumpy, then it sort of just relaxes. And that's sort of a clearing of the veil that sort of separates you. Very thin veil that separates you and I from direct experience of the wholeness of life. Very beautiful. Very, very beautiful. I've switched my screen off so that I can't see if anyone's watching because I get all antsy if I see a person pop up in the little there's a little section that displays how many people are watching. If a person pops up, all of a sudden I get anxious and tight. So I guess it's a matter of being present and dropping whatever story is arising that cause anxiety, tightness. See, the experience of ego is a sort of tightness, a sort of trying, trying, tightness, control. And dropping the ego, there is a sense of relaxation physically and mentally can arise. And it's funny because oftentimes dropping of the ego can happen in um, defeats in whatever form they come in life. Like it's sort of like like disappointment if you think of it. Oh, but the moment after the moment of the oh is like letting go of whatever it is that you wanted to achieve. Even if it's for a moment. Oh, and usually that kind of peace only lasts for an instant or for however long, because after that, um, you know, the story picks back up, whether it's finding a different thing to achieve or doubling down. I'm going to make a comeback. Um, I'm not saying anything about whether you should pursue whatever, that's not really the subject here. It's of secondary importance. Or on the other hand, a certain rumination could occur after the initial then ruminating thoughts of, if they've done this differently, that person really shouldn't have done this and it wasn't fair. See? Hmm. But this thing that naturally arises from short moments in everyone's life is actually something you can nurture. And if you're watching this video, you probably have a similar interest as I do of nurturing it. And it's a bit deceptive to say that I have an interest in nurturing it, because it's really just happening in both of us. And there appear to be huge amounts of doing on the surface, and there may even just not, there may not be as well. But the truth is, whether you're trying or not trying, it's happening. Or not happening. But it's definitely happening. See, because it's happening in everyone. So there's nothing to do really. And me talking to you isn't going to do anything. And yet it's happening. And this may be part of it happening. But no one's doing it. No one's doing it. I'd like to invite you now to a little bit of silence. And just let it be. Starting now. Mm. 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 I go to a meditation class on Wednesdays, and the Buddhist monk who guides our meditations always dedicates uh, or invites us to dedicate our meditations to the well-being of all life, all living things. So, as far as I'm concerned, that was a short meditation. So, I'd like to invite you just to, in your mind, dedicate the energy of that meditation to the well-being of all living creatures. Okay, it's been my pleasure to record this video. I hope that it's been good for you. Um, I'm now going to end the recording, and I hope to see you again.